Here at Monte Vista, we've decided to focus our cooperative learning efforts. Specifically, we're using different Kagan methods. We've agreed to do the Think, Inc, Pair, Share to incorporate writing into our standard pair share sequence. It is important that students master a standard pair share before adding in the Inc layer. The setup for a Think, Pair, Share is very simple. We just need to make sure that students have a partner. We need to make sure that students know who is partner A and who is partner B. When laid out, the steps to a Think, Inc, Pair, Share are fairly simple. The first major step is the teacher announces a topic, states how long each partner will share, and provides think time and provides write time. There are sub-steps that are important to follow in sequence to make sure they happen. Provide a sentence frame for students ahead of think time so that students can join their answer to the sentence frame. Only provide 10 to 20 seconds of think time. Research shows that beyond that, students are no longer thinking about the assigned topic. And then give participants 30 to 45 seconds to jot their ideas down onto the whiteboard. They do not have to write in full sentences, and they do not have to use a sentence frame on the whiteboard. It is simply a resource for students to use while talking. The next major step is that in pairs, partner A shares and partner B listens. Partner A does not always have to start. Partner B should start, and it should be assigned at random. Students should not know a pattern of when, who will speak first. The teacher should announce after write time which partner will think first, remind students for how long they have to think, and they should prompt that student to start speaking. When it is partner A's turn to talk, partner B should simply listen. They should not add information. If partner A has trouble filling the entire time, partner B should prompt with questions. Can you tell me more? How do you know this? Where did you get this information? Can you explain that? Anything to keep partner A talking to fill the time. The next step is partner B responds with a praise. Now, a praise is different than a gambit. A gambit is an overall fun time, roller coaster cheer, and a praise is more specific. That was a great answer. We can also do fill in the blank praises where students say, I really like how you did, Then partners switch role, the timer is reset, and partner B gets their time to talk. Partner B, again, can use their whiteboard as a resource, and partner A actively listens. If partner B struggles, partner A should ask the same type of questions. Where did you get this information? Can you tell me more? How do you know this to be true? Or why do you think this? Partner A should not interject their own information. It is partner B's time to talk. Partner A is there as a support. Once that is finished and the time is up, partner A will respond with praise. Again, praise is more specific than a gambit. So, I like how you did, that was a great answer. You're so smart. The praises will have to be fed to students by the teacher. When implementing these collaborative learning structures, these Kagan structures, it's important that we do it with fidelity. And so we've created a focus. The first one is steps. Follow the steps. Follow the outlined steps as sequenced. There's a reason we let students know how long they have to talk before think time, because if a student has to fill 5 seconds versus 20 seconds, they have to think of additional information. There's a reason we provide them the sentence frame before think time, so that in their heads, students can tie the sentence frame to their answer. There's a reason we provide write time after think time, so they know what they're going to write about. And then finally, focus on the students. What are the students doing? Are we getting the products we desire? Are the students doing the things we ask? Where do they struggle? And how can I scaffold to help them meet the steps and sequence of the process?
Okay, my question is, authors do not always tell you directly what a character is like. What do the narrator's words and actions tell you about this character, about his character? So we don't always get to know whether people are good guys or bad guys. Sometimes we have to look at their actions and what people say about them, right? Nobody ever walks up in a movie and goes, hi, I'm the bad guy. How are you? Right? They do bad things and we figure out they're the bad guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, it works the same way in a story. There are things about him that we're learning based on his actions, the things he's doing. So, what do the narrator's words and actions tell you about his characters? That's the question. So you've read about some characters. What do the things they're doing tell you about them? Our sentence frame is going to be the narrator's words and actions show us that he is, you're going to fill in that blank. And each person is going to have to talk for about 25 seconds. So you can't just plan one word. Like, you got to plan enough to fill 25 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to provide you some think time. Right now, we're thinking about what our answer might be to this question. Now, I'm going to give you 40 seconds, and on your whiteboard, you're just going to make some notes. You don't have to write in full sentences. You don't have to use the sentence frame yet. You're just going to make some notes about what you thought about, okay? Right now, that's what you're doing. You have 45 seconds. I'm going to have a timer on my phone. I'll let you know when it stops, okay? Ready? Go. We're answering this question. What do his actions tell us about what kind of person he is? What do the narrator's words and actions tell you about his character? It would be a really good idea to use text evidence. Look back at the story and use text evidence. Everybody should be writing something down. You have about 15 seconds to get your ideas down. Okay, wherever you are, go ahead and cap your marker and close it. Cap and close your marker. It's okay. You gotta move fast. That's why you get think time. Cap and close your marker. Okay, person B is going to turn to person A and they're going to talk for 25 seconds. They're going to say the narrator's words and actions show us that he is, What happens if person B stops talking before the 25 seconds is over? I don't think he should repeat it. I think we should help by asking him questions. So if he says the narrator's words and actions show that he is nice, you should ask him, well, how do you know that? What in the text shows you that? How can you prove that? What else can you tell me? You keep asking questions to keep them going. Does that make sense? Person A is not going to do any talking right now. This is person B's 25 seconds, and then person A will get a chance after. Does that make sense? Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, person B, get ready. You're going to start with the sentence frame. You're going to use your notes on your whiteboard. Person B, ready, set, go. Stop. Person A, turn to person B and say, that was a great answer. All right. Person A, it's now your turn. You're going to answer the same question. You're going to talk for 25 seconds, and you're going to say the words, the narrator's words and actions should... Person A, you're going to say the narrator's words and actions show us that he is, Person A has to talk for 25 seconds. Person B, what do you think you do if person A doesn't fill the 25 seconds? Ask questions. How do you know that? What evidence do you have from the text? What else can you tell me? The goal is person A now has to talk for 25 seconds. Person A, start with the sentence frame. Ready, set, go.
Because he thinks that the wall can't talk.
Oh yeah.
And he actually falls with action.
And
Stop.
the carrots and the fruit in there.
Okay. Person B, turn to person A and say, man, you're smart. Oh, come on, we can do better than that. You gotta be excited. Man, you're smart. Like, it's amazing. You can't believe how smart they are. All right. That was good. Now we're going to share out as a class. So,
Once we've actually put the structure into place, we have to look at the elements of pies to determine if we've actually pushed it into collaboration as opposed to group work. So the first element of pies that we would analyze is positive interdependence. Are students dependent upon one another? Are they working on the same problem? Are they on the same team? It's not a competitive. So students in this situation worked on the same question. When one student did better, so did the other students. The next step would be individual accountability. Each student was held individually accountable. Each student had to write on their own whiteboard, and each student had to fill a explicit amount of time. When we look at equal participation, it was equal. Students both had to fill the same amount of time with discussion. They weren't let off the hook, and the other partner wasn't allowed to take over. They just asked prompting questions. They also had to equally participate through their whiteboards. And then we have simultaneous interaction. The goal is that between 25% to 100% of the class will always be engaged in collaborative learning. When students are writing on the whiteboards, 100% of students are engaged. When a student is talking to their partner, 50% of students are engaged. And our hope is that the other 50% are actively listening and are engaged as well. Some suggestions that might make your life easier as you start this process would be to first master, think, pair, share. This would mean the structure of having partner A talk for a given amount of time, partner B prompt with questions, the praise, partner B talk, partner A prompt with questions. If we can master a structured think, pair, share, that opens up a world of different Kagan structures to us. I would also suggest having an anchor chart of prompting questions. What kind of questions do we want students to ask when their partner is stuck? The teacher should also carry a timer with them and try to keep track of the time as faithfully as possible. Another is to provide quiet think time. I would time myself during think time. It's very easy for 5 seconds to feel like an eternity when you're sitting in front of or standing in front of quiet students. So provide quiet think time, carry the timer, time yourself for that 10 to 20 seconds, and make sure you don't talk over it so that students actually are given time to think. I would also establish whiteboard and marker routines. As they are coming out more in class, how do they get picked up? How do they get put away? I would also establish where do you want markers to be when students aren't using them. They can be a distraction, so do you have a place for students to park their pen or park their marker? Establish those routines, and this structure will go much easier.